Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a presentation of the Dota 2 Champions League. I'm Blaze, bringing you guys this game between Virtus.Pro and Fnatic. This is game 2 of the best of 3 series, and we're getting on into the draft with Fnatic taking out Troll Warlord, Elder Titan, taking, as well. Sorry about that, had a bit of brain fart. Was dealing with some technical issues that are now perfectly resolved as far as I can tell, and we can proceed on focusing on the game itself. So, we see Virtus.Pro banning out once again the Wisp, this time as well the Batrider. Now, it's okay for Batrider to slip through sometimes if you want to pick up an Abaddon, but if you're not comfortable with that hero on your supports, then it's more understandable to take it off the board entirely, as it is still, I believe, the most banned and picked hero of the current iteration of Dota. Though, in 6.79, I highly doubt that. Lifestealer and Darkseer have been picked up by Virtus.Pro. Good combo, taking out the Lifestealer away from Era, putting it in the hands of somebody like Arzart, and in the meantime as well, getting a Darkseer, getting just huge vacuum potential. I don't think that these two heroes have that much extreme synergy. I mean, vacuum them together, you get the infest damage, but that's already a pretty insane radius, currently sitting at 700, so it's not that hard to land on many heroes in a fight. But all in all, you get two great heroes and you can build a very solid team of AoE disables from there. But speaking of AoE disables, we've got a black hole on the board with Enigma, having been selected once again by Fnatic, just going for that wombo combo. Fly played that Enigma very effectively, no tail the Naga Siren, but now they're not only getting a lot of potential out of the two heroes in the team fights, but they're also getting a lot just against the carry pickup alone. Black hole and Ensnare both going through Magic Immunity means Lifestealer will have a very tough time on his hands. You can get surged all day, you can be raised all day, but you're still going to be sitting at 0 MS. Now, I would be astonished if Fnatic didn't either ban or pick up the Rubik in this next phase. Actually, I just believe it would be banned because they do have their two supports, so Fnatic pretty much have to ban the Rubik in my opinion. There's no doubt about that, but they go for the Visage, and that's pretty interesting. Because Virtus.Pro definitely have that opportunity to pick up the Rubik, and although it wasn't played to as much effect last time around, it can still be extremely effective with the combination of a vacuum into a stolen black hole. So say the vacuum itself interrupts the black hole, they're all grouped together, and immediately you can go for the spell steal and usage. Rubik is just going to be in a perfect position to turn things around, so a lot of potential for Virtus.Pro. I gotta say it was a bit of a mistake not banning out the Rubik, but they knew it was in the pool, they knew that it was an option for them, and they felt that the Visage was more of a threat. So that's a choice they made, but in turn, we're going to see some push heroes picked up. Nature's Prophet for Trixie, Enchantress picked up for Virtus.Pro. Now, to recap on last game a little bit, it was kind of a stomp. It was just huge kill momentum against item-reliant heroes. The Troll Warlord, the Ursa, having only no more than like Vladimir's and Phase Boots, they're not in really a great position to go on the front lines and start swinging away. So they're great heroes individually, but the Troll lost a lot of momentum, not paying full attention to the wards that were placed for him and getting ganked up multiple times. And now you actually see Fnatic picking up an Ursa. And mind you, they are on the Dire. So we've got Treants, Eidolons, and Fury Swipes, all potential Roshan mechanics to take him down. So that could be really cool to see. Actually, based on that pickup, I think that they're going to be going for a level 1 Roshan, because Darkseer at level 1 all he's got is Ion Shell. The rank 1 open wounds isn't that great, and the Enchantress won't have any creeps prior to that 30-second mark. So honestly, if they go for a Rosh fight, they have that Rosh fight almost automatically. Maybe Virtus.Pro can pick up something like a Venomancer, but with their two support pickups, it's going to be really hard to contest that if Fnatic does just go straight up for that level 1 Roshan. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I believe that's actually going to be the game plan for Fnatic, and if that's the case, we're in for a very crazy, very kill-tastic game, unless Virtus.Pro decides to let it slide. Just let them have level 2 instantly on all their heroes, or even worse, feeding one person level 6 instantly if they all walk from the pit. Yeah, this is a Roche team if I've ever seen one. Hani with the Meld Strike, they're in a great position. Now at least Puck can scout it out, throw an orb into the pit, but that's a pretty big cooldown, and once they have vision, what do? Do they actually try to man mode in? It's a pretty dangerous move, but we'll see. So once again, No-Tail will be picking up the Naga Siren, and Fly picking up the Enigma. Trixie on the Nature's Prophet. Ursa is going to be played by Era, and Hani is going to be running that Templar Assassin. 1v1 mid. Arzart on the Lifestealer. Stand-in is going to be playing the Darkseer. And Light of Heaven is going to be on the Rubik this time, once more. NS is switching over to the Enchantress, and that should be G on the Puck as a result. But I think they have to get their game plan together. They're probably talking about starting items because they want to move out immediately. I'll switch to the default announcer. As much as I love the Glidus, I don't know if it's the best for cast, so that's pretty cool. I'll stick with that. Why not? Unless it screws up my overlays. Which it kind of does, so we'll go with the defaults for now. Keep the Champions League guys happy. Anyways, looking over at my overlays, they're already in the pit. I was talking about this, but I guess you guys pretty well saw it coming as well. We'll see how quickly this does get bursted down. Now, Air's taking a bit more damage than I would prefer, but the Eidolons are going to jump in a moment, and as long as the slam's on cooldown, he can now go for that salve with no problems and keep those stacks up. Actually, he lost his stacks. Fury Swipes has fallen, and now there's going to be the full engagement. Arzard on the front line and snared, and he will be the first blood with that last right click. Now, a lot of damage coming forth to Hani. He doesn't have his refraction charges, so he will be dropped down, but in turn they get the Darkseer. Era dropping low, tanking up with the Stout Shield, pops his salve, and they want to pursue with Light of Heaven. 0 armor, netted up. One more right click volley is all they need, and they will get another kill. So like I said, it was important for VP to try to contest it, but I didn't feel they had the tools to do it, and now they're right back in the pit. Air's pretty low HP, so he has to watch himself. Can't actually directly tank a Roshan here, but may not have to worry about it. It's a 1 armor Roshan tanking Fury Swipes that are continuously stacking up, or they're supposed to be stacking up. It looks like Air dropped them once more. So Fury Swipes back down to 2 or 3 charges, but I think they'll be able to finish it off. G's trying to go for the final snipe in, maybe try to steal the Aegis, but the timing's off, and I don't think they'll actually be able to finish this here. Looks like the Roshan will fall, it will go to the Dire, and there is going to be the Ursa's Aegis the Immortal. What a way to start the game. Looking at the levels right now, we have level 2 on everybody here, and actually a little bit, almost level 3. Like, oh, with the levels they got from the kills, we see Ursa actually hit level 3, and the others got very, very well close to it. So this is a great way to start things off for Fnatic, and it's just pretty brutal for Virtus.Pro. Looking at the GPM as well, it looks like it was the last hit from Hani, so he got a huge gold supplement. But in general, they're just in a great place in this game.
Thanks.
So it looks like GT is going to try to do some shenanigans with the creeps, pulling them manually and then using the Ion Shell to farm them a little bit here and there. It will be a little bit more frustrating for Air to deal with. He has a Stout Shield, but he doesn't really have AoE clear directly. So I think GT will be able to win out in this war of attrition, but that's why the supports are rotating in. No-Tail coming in, Fly already making his move, despite the fact that he is just a little bit short of the mana for stun. If GT overstays his welcome here, this could be very, very bad for him, but fortunately he's pulled them to the southwest, and he should be okay. No-Tail, no, thinks better of it, knows that there's not going to be any follow-up damage, will not go for the ensnare. In the meantime, Wild Wing Enchantress going to be screwing over the mid lane quite a bit. Hani cannot tank this up. He's just going to have to tango it. So this is very, very frustrating for him, taking a lot of damage. Actually, G might go on him right here. Only has Orb, though. No Waning Rift. Hani going to pop off the Refraction, and the Tornado itself expires. So a lot of little things here and there. But on top of that, it looks like we're also going to be seeing him go for the Mana Burn. That is forcing him to bottle once more and is really putting a lot of pressure. Nice move from NS. He's not getting much from the jungle himself, but he is giving G the opportunity to actually come back from this lane. Because generally speaking, a TA out-leveling a puck, it automatically means the lane's going to go in the direction of the TA. But the creeps have made it a little bit evened out.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So back over to CS, we're seeing that the Lifesteal this time around is having a much better time of things. Arzart sitting 14 and 6, farming very easily down that bot lane. But Nature's Prophet Trixie does have level 3, but that's just juicier experience if they get this kill. Telekinesis started off with the open wounds. Here's going to be the ensnare net from the Dark Troll Summoner. They don't even need it. They just right-click him down, and that is going to be a very clean kill for them. Now looking for this tower. They have a couple of baby skeleton warriors to tank things up with that enchant. No real pressure put out on top lane. In fact, they're actually lost their Ursa. He manually killed himself for that Aegis the Immortal. But, no, actually, no, he died twice. Wow. I have no idea. Anyways, going in, Trixie gets lifted up, immediately goes for the teleport, and as dropping down, he dies to creeps. They use their only stun, the Dark Troll Summoner expires, and from there, Trixie is able to get away with a 135 gold TP scroll, and Enchantress is not so fortunate. Now again, down on the bottom lane, looking at the results, seeing Ursa got the kill on the Darkseer. It didn't say that Ursa died, so he only used Aegis. But, yeah, they dive very, very deep. They claim another kill. And I can tell this is just going to be one of those games where it's all over the place. Very active, very continuous. Chill on the Wolf Commander, getting a lot of CS for the Darkseer. He lucked out a little bit because this is only rank 2 Iron Shell, but he got just about every creep in the bunch. He's even going to pick up another one right here. So, one big thing about that movement from Trixie when he teleported in and immediately teleported out is that he completely stopped their push. If Enchantress had stayed, rotated back around, grabbed a Centaur or anything else from the jungle, and just started putting pressure on the tower again, there's nothing really Trixie can do to counter push out unless he gets some rotations from his allies. But because they got the kill on the Enchantress inadvertently through the TP, they actually were able to kind of halt that pressure and give more time for their other lanes. Hani to get built up, get his level 6 in phase boots, and for, on top lane, their Ursa to not only get a kill in the Darkseer, but build up towards his Vlads very quickly. Speaking of, now we see that in Snare, he does have the Surge, uses it immediately. He will be able to get out before the Malefice connects. And as using the smoke, has the Centaur, needs the Centaur to go in first, realizes that pretty quickly. And now he's going to try to flank to gank on top of Trixie. Has a teleport available, but there are 2 stuns, and I think they're going to be more careful with them this time around. Pushing out the creep wave with the Midas, most likely. Or they'll actually just go for a full dive. Here it goes. Yeah, they're going to go for the open wounds. Range will not connect, though. They're going to need this enchant to actually connect, and instead he's going to perfectly sprout himself in. Centaur stun to stop it once. Telekinesis to prevent it the second time around, and they should finish it off, but here comes the Ursa on the back end. Nice infest coming from Era. Or, sorry, coming from Arzart to get away from Era, and he will be able to avoid that position, but, of course, Era cleans up the Rubik on the back end. So very aggressive dive. Turns out to be just a 1-for-1, but that is a solo for a support. So the only thing they have to worry about is giving the Ursa a little bit too much in the GPM department. Speaking of, looking over at that, he's almost to 450, sitting at a net worth of 3,000, and really only needs about 900 gold, not even that, to finish off his Vladmir's. No tail, though, getting chased down with that Iron Shell. A little bit too big for his britches, considering his allies were nowhere nearby. Another thing is, I haven't really seen too much as far as the supports carry. Oh, wow, just popping the black hole straight up. They want this kill. They'll get this kill. There are a couple right clicks, and that's going to be Era claiming another 3-0-1. Pretty good game for him. But yeah, as I was saying, as far as supports carrying TP scrolls, we're not seeing that too much. Enchantress diving and Rubik diving and getting caught out by the bear right around here. Could have TP'd away, but didn't have the foresight or the gold to pick up that scroll early. And same thing, obviously, for No Tail, since he was going up against a 0 vacuum Darkseer. Which he actually still, he even prioritized wall over vacuum. That's very interesting. But, yeah, that's, I wouldn't say it's a misplay necessarily, it's just something to note that could have changed the situation quite a bit. And in 6.79, the 0.6 gold per 0.6 seconds will actually make that work out for them much easier. Now we see huge damage coming out of Hani. He does pop off the meld, forcing out the dust, but his life will still be forfeit, because it was just a great rotation, and the Dire do not have any wards up on the high ground. Meanwhile, top lane, Darkseer actually able to make it a 1-for-1. He gets pressured, he gets sprouted, he gets caught in the net. He does, of course, fall, but he uses the Wall of Replica to claim the Naga Siren in turn, so nice for him. And now, despite having fortification, they're not going to go and defend their tier 1 tower. They know that they can't actually commit to that defense without the black hole, and unfortunately for them, that's on cooldown. And Arzark continuing to farm away and got that Midas extremely early, and you can already see its impact on his GPM. Sitting at 46.45 in net worth. Moving towards phase boots rapidly, or he could just go straight armlet. I have seen boots of speed armlet as long as he has the setup for it, and it provides him so much potential to go on the front line and just brawl away with huge HP values. In the meantime, Trixie is going to be picking up a hand of Midas in a short while, and that's going to supplement his experience gains as well. Kind of give them the more potential to move towards the late game if they need it anymore. But Double Iron Shell is going to limit Era's farm, and we see already the net worth value taking their toll in that fashion. Era sitting at 45.5, Arzart farming away at 55.8. And yeah, he is actually going to go, no, phase boots first, and then the armlet. No Tail making his rotations once more. Good 1-1-3 build for just doing as much setting up as much damage as possible. Now finds NS trying to flank the game behind the tower. What is NS doing here? Obviously there's no tower, but there are no, he has no creeps. And there was the potential for them to actually counter-initiate on this. In fact, here comes the Templar Assassin. Thinks better of it though, makes his movement toward the bottom rune spawn, but that's actually where NS happens to be. Luckily he has a Ghost Scepter this time around. So interesting that he went for the Ghost Scepter rush. I'm actually quite impressed about the foresight that NS put into that. The Ghost Scepter will negate almost all the damage output from Ursa and absolutely all of the output from Templar Assassin. Picking that up at this point in time is an amazing way to make sure that his Nature's Attendants will get off the full heal. It's better than maxing your Untouchable. It's really, especially considering he's up against Overpower. So I actually feel like that's a really clever move, and it makes it so darn difficult to bring down that Enchantress with just a single 1600 gold pickup. The trade-off is that your mechanism is going to go to the hands of the Darkseer, but he's pretty familiar with that kind of build-up, so it's not going to be that costly. Looks like they're at it again. Era this time has Vladimir's Offering, just needs a little bit of protection. And double damage and Melt Strike just going to make this happen very quickly. -1 armor on Roshan, stacking up bonus damage of almost 400 now. And that is one of the quickest Roshans you can have. Centaur comes in to scout, too little too late. Hani picks up that Aegis, and now they will go for the fight. No song to initiate. They're just looking for one ensnare, but they can't get the high ground vision, and so Era charges in the front line. Telekinesis up, not thrown on the cliff, though, and now Hani tanking it up with the... Oh, Black Hole countered with that Waning Rift. There's going to be the Song of Siren, though. No Tail hitting level 6, regrouping a little bit here, and trying to figure out their target. No, instead, No Tail teeping away. Hani on the run. No Dream Coil available, but the Open Wounds does connect. Era trying to pull him out of this, but it's a 2v4. Hani, just run, man, run. Trying to escape, but it's not going to be enough. With the impetus, the right clicks, the Aegis will pop. In pursuit, not really going to catch on anything. Actually, there is going to be a Trixie Sprout. Arzart caught out without any tree cutters. They might be able to make something of this, but they don't have another trap. The Surge comes across from GT. Now he is their target of choice. Can No Tail get in range for this ensnare, though? Going through the trees. They will have vision from Hani. They will have the range from No Tail, and they will get this ensnare. Oh, barely. There it goes. Big Melt Strike, big right clicks, and that is going to be the death of the Darkseer. Wow, so far, such an active game. Russians and the Europeans all over the place. Sonic Traps from Light of Heaven, not too shabby, but will it help them defend this tower is a question, and it looks like they don't need that to make it work. Invisible Fly. Oh, that was such an unfortunate black hole. Fly started off, got multiple heroes, a great choke point, but there was the puck right behind him, out of the radius, using the silence, and immediately screwing things over. 500 away from Mechanism, but buying a TP will delay that a little bit. They really do need to get that mech if they're going to be able to sustain in these fights, because right now it kind of seems like if Fnatic get one ensnare off, there's no saving that person. Like, you might be able to get a return kill, but that individual is absolutely shredded. And that's just going to continue to get worse if like Hani moves in towards a Desolator or something along those lines. Going for a more standardized build, going for the Tradziasha. Just good movement speed, good right click. Gonna stock up G for the moment, who has a Blink Dagger, by the way. Actually, yeah, doing a large amount of damage. There's the orb and the phase shift. So no potential kill, but a bit of a nuisance, nevertheless. Courier bringing out, is that the full mech? Oh, he has to, yeah, he disables the Tranquil Boots, he'll have the Ring of Regen, and that will allow him to finish the Mechanism. Nicely done. Looks like there is some movement from Virtus.Pro, though. They go ahead, they smoke up. They're going to be moving towards that top lane, trying to pressure Trixie. He does have a teleport, but I don't... Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. The timing! Trixie rotating just to push, and they missed their opportunity. This smoke has its duration left, but even if they made it all the way back to the mid lane, it would be too late. They lost a ton from that. Losing the tier 1 tower, missing the kill on Trixie. Oh, that was just unfortunate timing for them. So really, it just feels like very little is going right for Virtus.Pro. They cancel one black hole. They do get a pick off here and there, but right now they're down towers, they're down 2 Roshans, and they're down by a couple kills as well. It's a brutal position to be in.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Now they do have an X bomb, they do have the puck, a lot of initiation potential with that Blink Dagger, but as long as Fnatic doesn't let themselves get picked off, as long as they fight together, then they're really not too concerned about that. So it looks like Trixie's going to farm up the jungle, then move these Treants to pressure the tier 2, and Fnatic's not going to stop until VP make them stop. As far as buybacks go, we do see that there are a couple available, both on Ursa, Templar Assassin, and Enigma for the Dire, and Puck and Enchantress have some as well for the Radiant. Though I suppose it's more relevant for the Radiant, considering the whole having a tower there thing. Dire Vision, a little bit, but actually really good, considering... I was kind of confused by this one here, but it's just there to block so that they can't farm their jungle as efficiently. But the big deal here is that they have great understanding of the enemy's positioning. They see NS, they know they can go for this, they get the ensnare, and he's almost already dead. If they black hole before the Ghost Scepter, he won't be able to survive, but they actually go for the black hole on everybody else, and oh my gosh, that damage! Arzar pops out, only to be disabled, the right clicks are there, and GT's Mechanism won't save him. NS, Ghost Scepter CD, right clicks are there. That's a full 5-man wipe for Fnatic. Virtus.Pro just got completely obliterated. Such a great move from Naga Siren with that song, setting things up for the best black hole, getting everybody that could possibly interrupt him, and Nyx in there to boot. That was 4-man if you consider the Infest. There was no way to stop it, and it was just because of great ward positioning, great knowledge of where the enemy would be, the ones that were in the Fog of War, and of course using those abilities that they drafted with the first 2 picks. What a team fight for Fnatic, if you can even call it that. More of a slaughter, really. And now there's that gold and experience advantage just skyrocketing out of control, going down to the depth of the Dire Hell. Moves Trixie very quickly towards his Shadow Blade. Hani moving in towards his Manta style. Era going to be looking for a BKB, and presumably the same for the Enigma, if not a Blink Dagger. But I don't think the Blink is necessary. We saw how amazingly effective that Song of the Siren can be. So, no, he's just going to go build up something more gradually, and we're going to see more plays from No Tail with that song. My goodness. No, he does go for the Blink. So Fly says, okay, screw it. I want that range of initiation. At the very least, you can get the Blink Malefices off on the right target, and that can be a pretty big deal. Beyond that, it's just to make sure that you're not a one-trick pony. Just to make sure that you don't have to rely on No Tail alone to make these fights happen.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So starting things off, Malefice will go on the target that can rage. In fact, going for a next bomb. G jumps in. They go aggressive. They go for that huge damage output on Fly. Will they finish it off with the vacuum? There it is. The wall of replica is out as well, but Era is swinging away with that Vladimir's. Untouchable makes it very, very difficult, but now switching his target back over to Light of Heaven. He gets that kill. NS TPs away and leaves his teammates for dead. They've taken down 3. They're looking for 4, and No Tail has his net cooling down. GT can't get out of this situation, and that's 4 for 1. I gotta say, I love the balls on G jumping in there. He's like, okay, well, our Nank's just lost half his health. Screw it, we're going in because we think that they're not ready for it. So the blink timing was great. They got a huge damage output, but they weren't ready to deal with what was right behind them. A mad bear with lifesteal, a large amount of damage output from the TA. Good counter initiation until the actual cavalry arrived. So, fortunately, Virtus.Pro, they're trying to man it up, and they're trying to just push through this with brute force, but it obviously just doesn't seem to be working for them unless they get amazing steals off. Like right now, if they don't steal a Black Hole once this game from Light of Heaven, I don't feel that Virtus.Pro can win it. Now, there are other factors. There is the fact that Arzart has been farming decently, sitting at almost 8,000 net worth. The Darkseer, Wall of Replica, very powerful mechanic, and he has farmed at least some survivability. Ooh, double sentry, trying to go for Trixie. They don't actually get the coil, though. No coil, no kill. And now they're actually going to try to pursue, dropping another sentry. I think they see him. They go, don't get the interrupt. They do not actually catch sight of him until it's already too late. Oh, brutal. That was 4 sentry wards. They just used 400 gold against that Shadow Blade. That Shadow Blade almost paid for itself how much the supports are deprived right now. Actually, Light of Heaven taking a lot of hits, gets mech'd up and surged away. Hani just changes his bearings. Goes in, they can push this tier 2 with no trouble at all. But it looks like Trixie's not done. He's full HP, ready to rumble, but Arzart does TP safely away.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Alright, so they do get the song out onto Arzart. No Tail actually, yeah, he pops off the ensnare, then the song. I guess they want him to cluster up, but where's that Blink Enigma? He needs to get a great Black Hole. This is a bad position for them. Arrow lifestealing with the BKB active. They do claim 1. There's the Black Hole on to 3. Huge damage coming out, and they're gonna take everyone. Enchantress the only one to be able to walk away. Arrow with a godlike spree. I don't know that there's any coming back from this. Overpower, there's the Ghost Scepter, but he slows him. He gets stunned. They get the 2 buybacks. They're diving deep. Can they punish this? Need a TP from Puck, but no, they just call it here. They Dream Coil Hani. He doesn't care whatsoever. And now they're just kind of playing around. Era does get dropped, but the GG goes through, and that forfeit concludes this best of 3 series. 24-10, Fnatic take down VP 2-0 in the Dota 2 Champions League. Really, really nicely done by Fnatic. I gotta say, I'm impressed how aggressive they were with that draft. Going immediately, they say, okay, well, you can pick up the Lifestealer, try to screw up our previous strat because Era's so darn good on that hero, but we're just gonna pick our team fight. Go for Naga Siren, go for the Enigma, and make some magic happen. It was just really, really nicely done, and it kind of showed why that Black Hole, why the Enigma picked up the Blink Dagger. I'm not sure if he showed it prior to that fight. It was, you know, a couple minutes prior purchase, but the big deal here was Naga Siren used the song just to get the enemy to group up, just to say, hey, we have to help out our Lifestealer, and they're like, okay, well, if they don't have the song, they don't have the Black Hole. Boom! Blink Dagger says otherwise. An amazing, amazing movement from Fly. What an ultimate, and what a game. Starting off with the level 1 Roshan, called that pretty easily with their composition, but they followed through with some great fights, and it wasn't just a gimmick, oh, we got a level advantage, we win our lanes, we win the game. It was really some great skill usage, some great movement, and as a whole, some great play from Fnatic. So, Virtus.Pro, back to the drawing board a little bit, maybe looking at different stand-in options, or just trying to find the strategy that'll work best for them, because this one obviously didn't fit the bill. But either way, they fought strong, they fought hard, and they did show some guts, but they don't take the glory. It's going to be Fnatic taking it 2-0. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you guys want to check out more of my commentary in the near future, I post up whatever I'm going to be casting on my Twitter, which is twitter.com/BlazeCasting. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll play a couple songs before we conclude, but this is Blaze signing off.